This is a missing persons case that turned into a death investigation. An investigation with no confessions, no charges, no suspects.
Wesley Hadsell took quick action after his adopted daughter, Angelica A.J. Hadsell, vanished from Norfolk, Virginia, while he was on spring vacation from college. It came out that the allegedly dedicated father was just acting. He oversaw search operations, addressed the media, and even spent the entire night outside a suspect's house with a blowhorn to keep him from sleeping. Stay tuned for additional information regarding this case. AJ was a gifted softball player and Longwood University student who, by all accounts, was a good kid with a promising future. Norfolk Police Detective David said she was an athlete. She was very outgoing, had no issues with drugs or alcohol, and really was kind of flying straight. However, her mother's relationship with Hoffer ended when her marriage to him disintegrated. When her mother reconnected with Wesley Hadsell, AJ discovered that she was savoring the fresh prospect of having a father role. AJ eventually gave up on Wesley's request to adopt her. Wesley said, "I adored Angelica. She was my daughter, you know. She was in my family, so it felt right just to make it official." AJ came home for a spring break from college in March of 2015. Wesley had recently been forced out of the house for drug use, and AJ was going through a tough split with her fiancé. Wesley was sleeping at a nearby motel at the time. When AJ texted her family on March 2, 2015, saying she was out with friends and needed time, and then vanished from sight, they assumed she was simply taking some time to herself. However, Jennifer Wright, AJ's mother, was taken aback to discover an odd note from her daughter when she got home that evening. "Dear Madre, it's a lot to deal with all that's going on," the note said. AJ never left a note before, and her family called the Norfolk police when she stopped answering their texts. Benjamin claims that there were other issues at the family's house that caused alarms to go up right away. Additionally, AJ's friends emphasized that she would never have left without alerting anyone. Wesley reported to the police that he hadn't seen his daughter since that day at around noon. He claimed to have met AJ at a gas station, given her $200, and seen her leaving to return home while sporting her college softball jacket with her name stitched on the front. As her disappearance started to look like an abduction, detectives started to probe into the lives of people who were closest to her. Although AJ's recent ex-boyfriend was looked into, he had a solid alibi. After dating AJ in junior high school, Corey French found a concerning hint while strolling home from work, just 3 days into the investigation. A piece of AJ's credit card was lying by the side of the road, which he discovered. Investigators considered the discovery of the card by someone she knew to be a big coincidence, particularly in light of Wesley's admission that French had been obsessive. Regarding French, he informed the investigators that despite their close friendship, he hadn't seen AJ in months. After retrieving the jacket from behind a couch cushion in French's house, authorities took him in for more interrogation. Investigators had to release French because there was insufficient evidence to link him to the case. Wesley, who appeared to be quite angry, had a blowhorn and set up camp outside French's house. He also had a pizza delivered to him with the note, "I know what you did," scribbled inside the box. After Wesley stated that he and Barr had followed a tip and had simply come upon some of AJ's clothing dumped on the side of the road, the investigation took an unexpected turn. Barr was questioned by investigators because they thought it was odd, since he was connected to the finding of 2 major pieces of evidence. In the end, he acknowledged that Wesley's directions helped him locate the jacket at French's house. Wesley allegedly said he had broken into the house to hunt for his daughter and discovered the jacket, but he was afraid of getting caught for the break so he decided not to notify the police himself. Wesley already had a long criminal history, having been convicted of bank robbery, break-ins, and other business burglaries. Investigators started to see that a large number of the tips they got had Wesley himself at their core. Benjamin said he was constantly receiving tips that would require us to follow up, finding evidence. We did come to believe, or feel rather, that he was inserting himself too much in the investigation, which is a red flag for us. After searching Wesley's hotel room for weapons concealed in the ceiling, they detained him for breaking into French's house. Additionally, authorities claimed that security footage from the gas station never showed Wesley or AJ there on the day that AJ was last seen alive, and that they were never able to corroborate Wesley's version. Investigators found a Garmin GPS gadget that traced AJ's movements around the time of his disappearance while looking through his work van. While the majority of the trips were readily accounted for, one excursion to an abandoned property located around 1 hour west of Norfolk was rather peculiar. Her pants were dragged down about her ankles while she lay face down in the drainage ditch, raising the possibility of a sexual assault. Later on, a medical examiner would conclude that the cause of her death was heroin poisoning. Wesley's drug supplier admitted to providing him heroin soon after AJ vanished, despite the fact that authorities were unable to find any proof that AJ had ever used drugs. Heroin was discovered concealed in the ceiling of Wesley's hotel room. According to the authorities, Wesley entered the house, had AJ write the note, kidnapped her, and killed her at some point before concealing her body and sending those final texts to her relatives on her phone. He broke into the French's house, they claimed, and planted evidence to implicate him in an attempt to hide his tracks. Prior to being imprisoned, Wesley Hadsell's cellmate asserts that they had a professional and personal relationship. The cellmate further asserts that somewhere in January or February of 2015, before she vanished, Hadsell and AJ visited his Suffolk home. Investigators stated that their first goal is to confirm that Hadsell and the cellmate were already acquainted before Hadsell was arrested, in order to investigate the cellmate's allegations that he assisted Mr. Hadsell before, during, or after the offense, or both. The police obtained a search warrant for the cellmate's laptop. The police have taken the laptop into custody and think it may contain evidence of complicity. However, the cellmate wants immunity before he talks to investigators. When Zach Hoffer, AJ's stepfather prior to Wesley Hadsell, was ready to testify before the judge during the sentencing, there was a difficult moment. James Ellenson, Hadsell's attorney, protested, and the judge upheld the motion. Following Hoffer's hurling of obscenities at Hadsell, the cops had to forcibly remove him from the courtroom. Wesley was convicted of murder in 2022 and given a life sentence. He is still adamant about his innocence and that he never hurt AJ. He told Dateline while incarcerated, "I have not hurt Angelica, ever, however. A lot of people, including French, think Wesley is right at home." So this was the story of Angelica AJ Hadsell. If you liked this video, don't forget to like, subscribe, and click the bell icon to get all the notifications about our new true crime stories. Also, share your thoughts in the comments section below. Thanks for watching. We will see you in the next video. Until then, have a good day and be safe.